Good evening. If it felt hot today, it was. The warmest day of the year so far. But in hospitals, care homes, workplaces and plenty of other places besides, the focus is now on tomorrow and coping with what could be the warmest day ever in the UK. The record from 2003 was 38.5 degrees centigrade or 101 Fahrenheit. Back then, according to a report out today, an extra 2,000 people died during that particular heat wave. It warns that heat-related deaths over the next 30 years will reach 7,000 a year. Even before tomorrow, hospitals are already feeling the strain, with one doctor telling us patient pressure is as high as during the winter.
We've watched this midsummer sun setting over the UK for weeks now. But as it went down this evening after the hottest day of the year, it was clear the heat wave is beginning to take its toll. There were warnings of an increase in heat-related deaths today, and the NHS is beginning to feel the pressure.
Having gone through some of these patients already, I'd say about 25% of them are probably heat-related problems.
And this could get worse if it gets hotter tomorrow?
Oh, this will get worse.
Oh.
This will get worse. This will get worse as the day goes on,
right,
as it gets hotter.
Dr MALCOLM TUNNICLIFF is head of A&E at King's College Hospital in South London. He's never seen it so busy at this time of year.
It's really like winter. In fact, in many ways, this is worse than winter at the moment, because at this time of year, we normally see a decrease in the number of patients who are attending an emergency department and those who get admitted to hospital. This year, it's not stopped. We're as busy now as we were in winter.
The last 3 Mondays in this hospital have seen a 15% increase in patient attendances, and most of those are down to heat-related problems. Elderly people coming in with respiratory problems or dizziness, and children with asthma. And it's not just this hospital struggling. Hospitals around the country are beginning to feel the impact of these massive temperatures.
In the past, very hot weather has claimed lives. In August 2003, the UK recorded its highest temperature, hitting 38.5 degrees Celsius. One day later, official figures showed an extra 363 people died than on a normal day. Across the whole month, there were an extra 2,000 deaths across England. Pressure mounted on hospitals. In London, admissions rose 16% for those over 75. Those doing physical work outside are perhaps the worst affected. Today, a committee of MPs called for a maximum workplace temperature to be introduced, something many feel could help save lives.
All afternoon in the hot sun is just not acceptable. It's dangerous, and there's a risk to the individual suffering heat stroke or possibly suffering some other form of accident due to heat exhaustion.
In Faversham, residents who lived through the hottest ever day here in 2003 had no complaints.
Just sit by the fan. Can't do much else, can it?
It's just summer. People are panicking, and I think it's ridiculous. It's just summer, you know, so you get on with it, don't you?
This one, though, is making history. For the first time ever, members watching cricket at Lord's were allowed to abandon their blazers. And tomorrow we could still see the hottest temperature ever recorded here. Emily Morgan, News at 10.
Well, as many people are finding, it's the nighttime temperatures that are proving as hard to cope with as the daytime. As the BT Tower in London is showing, the nighttime temperatures are higher than they normally are during the day at this time of year. London, there you can see, at 28 degrees, and my researchers tell me in a moment, coming around will be Edinburgh at, there it is, 23 degrees, confirming there it certainly is an unusual summer. Well, this was the satellite picture of the UK last month, looking pretty green. But the weather's been so hot and so dry, and indeed for so long, this is how it looks now. The landscape of many parts of Britain has changed.
In these record temperatures, Britain is feeling the burn. For a farmer in Tithby near Birmingham, that was all too literal today. His combine harvester burst into flames, spreading swiftly through crops that are like kindling. Around the country, grass has lost its colour. This football pitch in Norfolk has dried to a crisp. Compare how that same pitch looked just 2 months ago. In the northeast of England, the River Tyne is now running so low there's no need for a bridge in Haydon Bridge.
We're looking at the riverbed, the South Tyne.
We're standing on the river.
We're standing on it, yeah. This is normally covered. Not much need for wellies today.
No.
As we say locally, the river's showing its bones.
Aidan is the fisheries manager here, but this has him worried.
I've known this river for just over 50 years, and I've never known it as bad as this for so long, possibly since the 1970s.
Really, that long? It's not been this dry since that?
Not for so long.
What's the effect then on the fish in these waters, the young fish?
Well, the young fish in particular, in the nursery streams and the nursery areas, in some cases they're drying up, the fish have been stranded, and we have reports of deaths of young fish as well.
The effects of that could be felt for years, because the Tyne is one of the country's most important rivers for fish spawning. Normally the water would be flowing above knee height, but the weather this summer has been anything but normal, and that's why this stretch of water at Haydon Bridge is now one of 3 in the country officially categorised as running exceptionally low. And the water drying up is also causing problems for farmers with livestock.
Normally a lot up in the South Tyne and the hill farms would normally have access to water, running water from streams. Obviously with not being a lot of water present due to the weather condition, they're having lack of drinking water, so therefore farmers will have to pay to get water pumped through to the farm.
Tonight, there is some relief for Northumberland. More of this elusive rain is forecast for much of the country tomorrow. Bad news for those soaking up the summer sun, but for the parched British landscape, it is long overdue. Peter Smith, News at 10, Haydon Bridge.